Hey, you ever been snowed in? Yeah, me neither. But if I was, I wouldn't choose the Overlook Hotel as my winter getaway. Nope. Not after hearing what happened to the Torrance family. Want the really messed up ending of this story? Here goes. Jack Torrance, down on his luck rider and recovering alcoholic, takes a job as the winter caretaker of the isolated Overlook Hotel in the Colorado Rockies. His wife, Wendy, and young son, Danny, come along. Danny has a special gift, or rather a curse. He can see horrific things, like blood-filled hallways, terrifying apparitions, and a mysterious man in a suit he calls Tony. They exchange thoughts, and it's established that Danny is not going crazy. Well, maybe he is, but at least he has proof that he's not alone. As the weeks pass, Danny's visions get worse and more frequent. Then there's Jack. Something about this place brings out the worst in him. At first, he seems happy to have the job and the isolation, but then he starts acting weird. Like he talks to ghosts, specifically a ghostly bartender who gives him drinks and a former caretaker named Delbert Grady, who murdered his own family in the hotel. Grady tells Jack that he understands how he feels and suggests that he too could become one with the Overlook by killing his family. Oh yeah, Jack is also having conversations with the hotel itself, but those are less said than done. One day, Jack decides he's had enough of the hotel's whispering and tries to destroy it with dynamite. But he doesn't blow up the place. Instead, he blows up a few bushes outside. Disappointed, the hotel whispers to Jack that he must give it what it wants, his family. So Jack fixes the phone lines so he can call Wendy and Danny into the living room and talk to them like they're ghosts. Then he scares them by pretending to be a ghost himself. When Danny shines his light on Jack, he sees through his facade and grabs the roquet mallet from the fireplace, threatening to smash in their heads. Talk about a perfectly wild entrance. Jack chases them around the hotel, but they manage to hide in the pantry. Meanwhile, Danny reaches out to Halloran with his shining and asks him to come to the hotel. However, Jack has sabotaged the hotel's communications and cut the snowcat's tracks, meaning that no one can come in or out. But Halloran is a shiner, and he can feel Danny's call for help. He fights through the blizzard to get to the hotel. When Jack Torrance comes upon Halloran, he thinks he's finally found a ghost to play with. But he soon finds out that Halloran is real, all too real. He stabs Halloran in the chest, and he watches the life drain out of his eyes. Boy, does Danny shine bright. He alerts Wendy, and together they try to escape through the fire escape. Meanwhile, Jack confronts Halloran's ghost and tries to join him, but the former caretaker appears and tells him that he doesn't want him around anymore. Jack Torrance is done with the Overlook, and it's time to move on to the next victim. Danny confronts his dad, and instead of attacking him physically, he calls out what remains of his father emotionally. In that instant of hesitation, Wendy and Danny escape through the fire escape. And I mean, they got out of there fast. Jack is left behind, and we hear the sound of heavy footsteps, followed by silence. The boiler, which Jack failed to keep up with, explodes, destroying the Overlook and all its secrets. Wendy and Danny survived the night, but Jack died along with the hotel. The Shining isn't just horror, it's human nature at its most primal. Sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves. You know, the ones in our minds. Ever wondered why haunted houses are always empty? 'Cause the ghosts don't stay. They leave as soon as they realize they're haunting the same place as you. Stay tuned for more scary stories and happy haunting.